Now, the number one thing that I'm happy about, I don't even care about the always on display. Like I said, I'm happy that it's there, but the number one thing that I'm happy about. So I've been using the purplish iPhone 14 Pro for a little over 24 hours now, and there are things that really impressed me about this phone, and it's not what you might think. And there are also some things that did not really impress me, and it's probably what you think. So first, let me start out with the negatives, because I think that's what a lot of people want to know first when they're kind of thinking about buying a new phone, because let's be honest, any new phone you get in today's time is going to have really good features, but the negatives is kind of what kills it for you. So the first negative I noticed is battery life. Now, I thought that it was actually the always on display, which I still have a tough time noticing if it's actually on or if it's on, you know? So I thought the battery life was because of the always on display, but iPhone though did a quick test, and he uploaded his results to Twitter, and the always on display actually doesn't really take that much battery at all. Like, in fact, almost nothing. And then I realized I think the battery issue is because of Apple's new photo engine, because I noticed when I take photos with this phone, the battery life drops dramatically. Really, it goes down quick. Like, to the point where I'm like, oh my God, do I have a defective unit? Maybe it's an iOS 16 issue. Maybe it is Apple's first time with the new 48 megapixel camera. It's the first time that they've actually updated the camera from 12 megapixels, I think, since the 6S. So I don't know if that is the issue. I don't know if it's the new photonic engine that's the issue. I don't know if it's iOS 16 that's the issue. I just don't know, but the battery life is not really that good. In terms of screen on time, I can't really tell you guys that as of right now, because I was playing around with it a lot yesterday when I got the phone, and I kept plugging it into the charger, plugging it out, plugging it back in, just to kind of keep topping it out, because I just didn't know how long it would last, and if it would even last me to the entire end of the day. So on my next update video, I will include a screen on time for you guys, but hopefully it improves. Another downside is the island. We all know what the island is now, right? Yeah, that little thing. See, here's the tricky part about the island, okay? So if we take a look at, where's my, hang on. So if we take a look at the notch is always there. It's not moving, it's not changing sizes, it's just literally hardware, it's just there. Now, if we take a look at the little island up top, yeah, it's technically smaller than the notch, but not really. Because when you're playing things like Spotify or you're on a phone call, it gets bigger and it just stays there. I mean, I get it, you have to interact with it, sure. But it's bigger than the notch. 99% of the time, whenever you're listening to music on a phone call, have a timer set up, you're using GPS directions, it's actually bigger than the notch. But not only that, you have to reach up there all the time to interact with it. Now, with the 14 Pro that I have here, it's fine. It's I have kind of medium-ish, smallish hands, so I don't really have that much of an issue going up there because the phone itself isn't really that big. But for those of you who ordered or are thinking about ordering the Pro Max, I'm telling you right now, you're going to have a tough time reaching up to that island anytime you want to interact with it with one hand. As of right now, if you use reachability, the island does not come down with it, but with iOS 16.1, I believe, Apple is finally adding that island to go down along with reachability, so that might help, but that's just another step that you have to do to get to the island. But not only that, when it is expanded, you kind of lose your connectivity logo. So you don't know if you're on LTE or 5G or if you have no service at all. Don't get me wrong, I love the idea of the island. The animations are wicked smooth. I mean, they are incredible. I mean, as you can tell, I'm losing my English because it is truly impressive what Apple has done with the island, but it kind of feels like an afterthought. It feels like Apple did the hardware first, and then they're like, well, that looks kind of ugly. Let's spice it up a little bit. Let's make it move. They did a really good job at making it move. It is quite possibly the best animations that I have ever seen, but the usability of it is eh. If I'm being honest, and if I'm just really being honest, I almost never interact with the island. If I want to change a song, I'll just change a song with the lock screen because the thumb is right here, so it kind of makes sense to change the song using the lock screen instead of the island. And even if I'm actually in the car, like I said, I'll just use the steering wheel controls. So I just didn't really find myself using the island as much as I thought it would, because Apple's commercials make it seem so damn good, man. It's like getting a GoPro. You look at a commercial of a GoPro, you're like, wow, I'm getting it. Then you get it, and then you're like, wow, my life really is not that interesting for me to carry around a GoPro. Another downside to this phone is it gets hot, like really hot. Like, it actually concerned me. I have a MagSafe wireless charger right next to my computer, and if I put the phone on there for like 5 minutes, not even that long, it gets really hot. But the screen doesn't really dim. I was running with it yesterday, and with any other iPhone that I had, if I ran outside, I like to hold my phone when I'm running because I don't want to leave it in my pockets. So as I'm running with any other iPhone and I'm kind of using it to change songs and everything, and if the sun's shining down on it, it dims. It dims super, like a lot. Like, you can't even see it. But with the iPhone 14 Pro, it never dimmed. It got really hot, but it did not dim. So I guess Apple's thermal management is spreading the heat throughout the phone instead of keeping it in one place, which is good for heat management, but it's bad because the whole phone just gets really hot. Another downside is charging speeds. Now look, I don't care how much you sugarcoat it, having better charging speeds is not going to hurt anyone. In fact, it's going to be better, because like I said, the battery life on this phone as of right now is just not good. And the charging speeds are also not that good. And I also don't really like that Apple's MagSafe, the 15 watts of wireless charging, is only for the MagSafe, not any other Qi wireless charger. So if you want that 15 watts of wireless charging, you're going to have to go proprietary. And if you don't, if you just put it on a normal Qi wireless charger, you're getting 7.5 watts of wireless charging, which, I mean, that's bad. That's bad. I'm just being honest. Look, I'm just being honest. I'm giving you guys my thoughts because that's why you guys subscribe to me, to give you guys, so I give you guys my honest thoughts no matter what company, no matter what phone. It is what it is. So now let's get to the positives, because this phone does have really good positives. And one of which is, of course, the cameras. I mean, guys, I'm not kidding you. The phone takes incredibly good cameras. And I like that it keeps the mood. For example, the photos you guys are seeing now, I took those photos right before the sun came up. It was sunrise. And I like that it kept the shadows shadowy, because that kind of keeps the mood of the photo. And I've told you guys this in previous videos. Shadows are not bad. Okay? If a photo completely removes the shadows and everything is visible, then first you're kind of losing the mood of the photo. Like, what is it? Is it daytime? Is it nighttime? Is the sun behind you? Is the sun from the side, from the front? You're losing the depth of the photo if there are no shadows, or if the shadows are very minimal. But if a photo does have shadows, as you guys saw, it kind of creates this mood that, oh, hey, it's sunrise and the sun is coming up from there, which means it's only logical that the shadows are on the opposite side of the objects, right? Because that would be weird if the sun is coming from there, but there are no shadows from objects on the foreground. That would just make no sense at all, because it's still dark in the foreground. So I like that the photos look dramatic. I like that the photos look good. And even in the daytime, honestly, at any time, it just looks really, really good. Just so you guys realize how quick the battery goes down, I've been recording for 13 minutes and 12 seconds. The battery went from 59% to now 57%. And I wasn't really touching the phone. I was just holding it up like this. So when I say the battery goes down, hey, it goes down. Okay, so I don't know why. I truly think it's a bug on iOS or something. Now I'm going to be talking about the good thing about the always on display. I like it. I like the way it looks like. I don't really care that it has a photo and everything. I'm just happy that it's finally on iOS. I'm just so happy that iPhones finally have an always on display. And, is it better than what's on Android? Well, it's prettier than what Android has to offer, but it's not like it really gives you any more information than what Android already gives you. So to say that it's better than Android, well, who knows? It all comes down to preference, but it looks good. It can get bright. Like, I don't even know. Okay, now it entered always on display. So that's another thing. You don't really ever know if it's on the always on display or not. You just have to kind of get used to it, and then eventually you'll understand. It looks nice. No, I mean, it looks nice, and it doesn't really take up that much battery, all while giving you a photo with colors kind of remaining. It kind of dims. I mean, I like it. What do you guys think? Now, the number one thing that I'm happy about, I don't even care about the always on display. Like I said, I'm happy that it's there, but the number one thing that I'm happy about, cell service. Okay? That's it. Dude, the cell service alone would make me want to upgrade to the newest iPhone. Okay? Because with my, where'd it go again? With my iPhone 13 mini, or any other iPhone before the 13 mini, dude, there's so many roads in this city where the iPhones are like, I'm lost. I can't help you. I have no service. Dude, it's what makes me rage about using an iPhone in my city, okay? There are so many roads where the iPhones just give up. And Androids, literally any Android, even, hang on, this is going to be funny. Hang on. I lost it. I don't know where my other Android phone is. But anyway, any Android phone that I've used, I have cell service like in 99.9% of my city anywhere I go. Well, I'm finally happy to say the same thing is true on the iPhone 14 Pro. Those pictures that you guys saw with the sunset, that's exactly where the iPhones always lose cell service. Always. No matter what iPhone I used, no matter the time of day, no matter if the network is congested or not, I never get service. With the iPhone 14 Pro, I did. So, Apple, thank you for finally improving it, okay? Because this finally has the Qualcomm X65 modem, but I'm pretty sure Apple actually upgraded the antennas on here, because the previous iPhone, the iPhone 13 mini or the iPhone 13 series, got the Qualcomm X60 modem. But that was also on similar Android phones. But even then, those Android phones still outperformed iPhones, even though they were using the same exact modem. So whatever Apple did, I don't even care, but it works. And the battery dropped down to 56%, and I'm recording for 18 minutes. So what's going on? Why is it dropping percentages in a matter of minutes by me doing nothing except just waving the phone around, you know? Well, maybe iOS 16. So that's pretty much it. That's kind of what I noticed in these 24 hours of using the iPhone. I love it. It is truly Apple's best iPhone because, duh, it's the newest iPhone. Of course, it's going to be the best, except the iPhone 14 non-Pro, because that phone just makes no sense. It's basically an iPhone 13.1. And even that's a stretch. It's probably an iPhone 13.01. Do you guys have any questions about the iPhone 14 Pro? If you do, let me know down below. And if you guys are new here and you want to stay up to date on the iPhone 14 Pros as it gets better and hopefully the battery life gets better, then also subscribe if you haven't already. And if you guys did find this video to be useful, definitely click that like button. It's completely free to you, but it helps me and the channel out a lot. And I truly appreciate it. And that's it. This was Mark from Mark's Tech. Adios.